Hi, here is Simon speaking from 3dalmanac.com. Thank you for watching our today's episode. It's the second episode of the DAZ 3D Buyer's Guide, and today we are talking about rebate calculation and product life cycle. So let's get started. So how are the rebates looking at DAZ 3D? All sales come with a base rebate. That's the normal rebate you get at the beginning. So maybe it's 30%. That's very common, sometimes 40%. And then there are extra sales. You normally have to do something to activate it. So for instance, you have the base sale for 30%, and then if you buy 2 or 3 items out of the sale, you get a better price set is replacing the base rebate. So for instance, if you normally you get 30%, and if you buy 2 you get 40%. And there are extra sales that stack on top, so that you have maybe if you own the other product, you get 10% extra on this rebate. So how are these rebates calculated? First, the price is reduced by the base sale. Then this reduced price, where the base rebate is taken away from, this reduced price is further reduced by the first stacking rebate. And you do this again and again for each other stacking rebate you have. So let's have an example. For instance, you have a product that costs you $10. Normally you get a base rebate, very good base rebate of 50%. And then you get 2 stacking rebates for 10% each. So for instance, this is what the last year's 2016 March Madness sales looks like. The wrong calculation that a lot of people are assuming, and also I did in the beginning, is that you just add up the rebates and you get 70% overalls and end up with a $3 end price. But this is not true. The correct calculation is you take the $10, you subtract the 50%, you get $5. From this $5, you now subtracting the 10% of the first stacking rebate and get $4.50. So 10% of $5 are 50 cents, so $4.50. And then you take this $4.50 and subtract again 10% of this $4.50, so 45 cents, and you get a final price of $4.05. So that overall, that's 59.5% total rebate. Another important tip is when you are buying, especially with complex stacking rebates, always check if the rebates are shown correctly in the cart before you check out. The DAZ 3D shop is notorious for miscalculating such things, and there are multiple ways to fix it. So often it's enough to just reload the cart 1 or 2 times. So sometimes just something was stuck in the system and it was not calculating the prices correctly. If that does not happen, make screenshots and contact the customer support with all the information given. They are very friendly, they are very keen to help. Everything that I contacted them rightly about in the past was made right by them, so this is very good. So don't get frustrated when the complex rebates and sales sometimes not work as advertised. The last topic I would like to talk about today is the product life cycle, and it's important to understand how products age within the shop, to understand when something is a good price and when something is a bad price. A product is marked as new in the first 2 months after release. In this phase, in this first 2 months, those products are excluded from a lot of sales and a lot of rebates you can get. So when you get something cheaper in this new phase, this is normally always a good thing. In the first 2 weeks of this new phase, you get a release base rebate of 30% on top of it, sometimes in the first couple of days even a higher when there is a special sale for that, but during the first 2 weeks you get this release rebate of 30%. So generally good rule of thumb is, if you want to buy something in the first 2 months, do it in the first 2 weeks, because normally in the 6 weeks or 7 weeks of these two, between the first 2 weeks and when something loses its new label, you never get a good price, or almost never. When a product is older than approximately, and there's no fixed rule, 1.5 years, it starts to appear in old inventory sales. So these are often sales with very good prices that only include older stuff. There is no direct impact to your buying decisions, but generally when something is older than 1.5 years, I expect better prices before I buy something, because they are regularly every so and so months included in such kind of sales, and my expectation for the price is just other than when it would be a newer product. Somewhat related topic, what appears in the fast grab, this 70% only for short-term category, is there is no fixed rule. So as far as I could find out, the PAs decide what they want to offer in the fast grab. So there are some PAs that are offering quite new, maybe it's wrong, but not so old products already in the fast grab, often things that were not selling too well. Other PAs are really only doing pretty old stuff in the fast grab, so there is no fixed rule. So that was all for today. Thank you for viewing our video today. If you like it, please share it in whatever social media site you use. If you want to see more of our series or other videos we create, please subscribe our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook or other social media. And please comment. We are very keen to hear your feedback. Whatever it is, we're happy to hear it. If you're interested, you can also visit our content directory on www.3d-almanac.com. It's somewhat in a beta phase, but it might be already useful for you. Thank you and goodbye.